Unathletic podcast with your hosts, Tyler Phillips and Bruce Troncoso.
Happy Friday, everybody. Bruce, you want to hear a funny story?
Yes, please.
So there's two people in my accounting class and in my math class, and I swore to God they were the same person. I thought they were the same person for so long. And I was talking to one of them today in accounting, and I said, "Hey, what do we have in math today? Like, did we get our test back?" I was asking him all these questions in math, and he goes, "I don't know. I don't think we have the same math class." And I realized that they're two different people, and they look exactly alike. And one of them is named Tyler Ford, but now I'm not really quite sure which one is named Tyler Ford.
That's a sticky situation on your hands.
So, yeah, it's just funny that happened today. We got a lot of storylines today, and stories.
Got the NBA
and questions. We're answering your guys' questions at the end of the show.
Questions.
But ask questions throughout the week, because every Friday we're going to be answering your guys' questions.
Yes, starting,
And we'll
Monday.
answer your questions at the end of the show on Friday, so that you guys watch the entire show, because we see our analytics.
Or just fast forward to the end.
We see you're not watching the entire thing. We're going to get you. We're going to get you with this clickbait.
One day. So let's actually open up with your favorite team before we get into my favorite team. Let's talk about the Jazz and an all-star snub? Question mark?
Yeah, they put in LaMarcus Aldridge above Rudy Gobert.
Now, why do you think they did that?
They also put in Dirk Nowitzki, but I understand that one. Because they love offense, I guess, but Gobert is a more efficient offensive player than Aldridge. Aldridge takes jump shots, and Gobert doesn't take jump shots.
Yeah, I've never seen Gobert take a jump shot.
That's the only difference. But Gobert layups and dunks better. And he got a lot of hate because he got choked up in an interview because he was talking about his mom. And he was talking about last night how he was talking to his mom about the All-Star game, and he got choked up talking to his mom, and he was thinking about that moment.
Oh, that's what it was.
He was thinking about that moment with his mom, and that's why he got choked up in the interview. And, of course, Draymond Green, who's also not going to the All-Star game because he's absolute garbage this year. Same with Andre Iguodala, said, "Wow,
He said something like, "Oh, I should cry too. I'm not going to Charlotte."
I don't know. I honestly don't know. But Jazz Twitter, I know I hate on you a lot, but thank you for coming through today, because the savage roasts on Draymond Green's page today were absolutely mwah. They were perfect. So
I think the underrated storyline here is that Draymond Green kind of slighted.
Draymond Green cries in all 82 games of the season, and he legit cried in the parking lot talking to KD.
Yeah, that's the one that Gobert liked, that tweet. But I like Rudy, how he said, "I'm gonna cry. I'm not going to Charlotte." I think he's taking a shot at Gobert, but as well as the city of Charlotte. Like, "Oh, I don't want to go to Charlotte. I'm okay with not going." I think that's what he's trying to get at there, too.
Who?
Draymond says, "Oh, I should cry. I'm not going to Charlotte." And then kind of like put like a laughing like emoji, like, I'm not going to Charlotte. I should be so sad. Because who cares about Charlotte?
Here's the thing. Most players, nobody cares about the All-Star game. Most of these players going to the All-Star game don't care about the All-Star game. But it was something with Gobert because he wanted to invite his mom, because his mom lives in France, and he was talking about how much his mom sacrificed for him, and he wanted to invite his mom to the All-Star game. He thought it'd be really cool to go to the All-Star game, and they asked him, was it about the $1 million? And he goes, "No, it was just I want the experience." And he likes the awards. Nobody really cares I bet Kawhi really didn't care that much when he won Defensive Player of the Year, but Gobert legitimately cares about all the awards because he puts in the work.
Because Kawhi has a championship. He is Finals MVP.
But
Gobert doesn't got that.
I feel like it's different with American players as compared to European players. I just feel like these European players appreciate
the gimmicky stuff
a little bit more, maybe. To a lot of these American players, it's whatever. It's just a trophy. But I mean, to Gobert, it means something. So what? You're gonna tease the guy for caring, for wanting to be in the All-Star, for wanting to be a good player.
He cried in front of the press about an All-Star game.
Who else is? There's so many people who have cried in front of the press.
Not about an All-Star game.
He didn't cry. He got choked up when he was talking about his mom.
Referring to the All-Star game.
Nobody's watched the video. Have you watched the video?
I saw the video. He was crying.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Talking about his mom.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. It's all I talk about this all the time, but it's we expect these athletes to be robots, and we can't imagine it when these athletes cry. Because no, they're not human. There's no way.
Well, I mean, Kevin Durant cried. He said, "Mom, you're the real MVP."
Exactly.
But that was because he won the MVP.
Nobody gave him hate.
Because it was the MVP. Not making an All-Star game.
Yeah, no. It's Gobert cares about this stuff, and he wants to represent Utah in the All-Star game, and he's really sad because he felt like he let a lot of people down by not making it, and he feels like it's his fault.
One last thing, I think that...
And it's not, because he outplayed most of the big men in this league, but he's playing in a league who doesn't appreciate big men.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, but I think he was also crying because he goes, my team isn't going to win the championship anytime soon. All I got is this All-Star game. I think that's where the real tears are coming from. My mom's never going to see me in a championship, so I want her to see me in an All-Star game.
Wait, he said that?
No, I think that's what he's secretly thinking, and that's where the tears are actually coming from. No one's crying over not going to Charlotte.
Who's saying the Jazz don't win the finals in his lifetime?
I said anytime soon.
Not in his lifetime, but...
Anytime soon. And this year, no.
Maybe not this year.
Next year, I will say no.
Maybe it depends on how good Donovan Mitchell is. And it also depends on how the league shakes up.
Okay, well, talking about the league shaking up yesterday, our man, Porzingis, my old man, like he used to be my man, not anymore. But we traded him.
You still own a jersey.
I still own the jersey. The Knicks traded him to the Dallas Mavericks for Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Jordan, Dennis Smith Jr., and 2 future first-round picks. And the Knicks had to give away Porzingis, obviously, Courtney Lee, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Trey Burke.
We thought we were going to be talking about Anthony Davis today.
Yeah, but that's an old news.
Old news.
Porzingis.
Who cares?
Knicks.
I don't. The Knicks won this trade. I don't get it.
Ooh, Knicks won this trade.
I don't get.
I mean, I agree with you.
You traded Porzingis for Dennis Smith Jr. No, they traded away Porzingis because because I'm sure they've already got verbal confirmation from both of them. They know they're getting Kyrie and they know they're getting KD.
That's what's so interesting about this, because essentially what we did was all the Knicks did was trade Porzingis away. We traded away our All-Star as a cap dump, essentially. We got rid of terrible Tim Hardaway contract and a terrible Courtney Lee contract.
Yeah.
And freed up spaces. Now we have 2 max slots.
It's a lot of space.
Max slots.
And you were talking too. You were like, it would be a dream come true if Hardaway could be traded, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I didn't think it was gonna happen. I was like, who's gonna take his contract? Nobody wants it. Oh, and the Mavericks came through and really helped me out.
I get Doncic and Porzingis could be huge together if Porzingis stays healthy.
That's a big one.
But if Porzingis keeps getting hurt, now you're stuck with Doncic, who's really good, and then there's no ceiling on Hardaway. There's no ceiling on Lee. You had a little and here's my thing with Dennis Smith Jr. I think he has a high ceiling.
Yeah, he's only his second year.
He's going to struggle to get there, but I think under good coaching, I think he has a lot of room to grow.
Well, because that's the thing with the Knicks, like the Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Jordan, those guys, they're actually potential buyouts. We're probably going to buy them out. Their contracts expired over the offseason, so if we don't even buy them out, they're gone after this year probably. We're probably only keeping Dennis Smith Jr. because he's still on a rookie contract, and then from there, hopefully we continue to tank this season. And
I mean, yeah.
We just hold on to that draft pick as long as possible, and hopefully it becomes the number 1 pick, and we get Zion.
Well, you hold on to Dennis Smith Jr. Just that roster you could end up having. I mean, you'd have to get both free agents. It could be really bad.
It's a big risk.
It's not like Porzingis was really happy there anyway. This was because everybody was like, well, he asked for a trade and then the Knicks immediately traded him right after that.
Literally.
No, he asked for a trade a few months ago. It just came out right before they traded him.
This
was something that was boiling over for a while.
Yeah, he's wanted to leave, I'm sure. But I'm not even that, I don't know, like, people talking about how could you trade away Porzingis? He's your all-star or whatever. The guy had a knee injury, right? An ACL injury. He's I think this month is 12 months now, so it's been a year since he's played.
Mm-hmm.
He has the nerve to walk into the office and go, I don't want to be here anymore. Dude, you haven't played for a year.
Or I want a max contract.
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, we're not. That's what I don't think the Knicks want to get trapped paying him a max contract
Yeah.
because he's a free agent after this year, a restricted free agent.
Yeah, if you're paying.
So a max
him
contract's
max.
coming at some point.
Him max, you're paying Hardaway almost max. You're paying Cantor all that money. Like that's a lot of money for a bad team.
Because when we initially made the trade, I thought to myself, because I really thought we wanted to keep Porzingis because that was what we were going to need in order to attract free agents like Kevin Durant, like he would have wanted to come to the Knicks because we had him. But then that's why I was initially mad. Like, I was not mad, but I was questioning why we got rid of him. But then it made me think, well, why would we get rid of our franchise player if we didn't know he was coming?
That's the
thing, yeah.
Because tampering, man.
We must know he's coming.
It all falls into the category of tampering, and it's quote unquote illegal in the NBA. But
then you want to talk about Kyrie Irving? How this morning he comes out and he says like, "Oh, I'm not re-signing with Boston. July 1st, I make up my mind wherever I'm going," type of thing. He's like, "I'm going wherever." And then what did you text me today? How who's playing who tonight?
Yeah, Celtics and
Knicks.
Contract negotiations start tonight.
Start tonight, dude.
Oh man, that's where you go. Hey GM, can I get your number? And the GM goes, sure. And what's the league gonna do to stop that? They're not gonna do anything.
Absolutely.
If they text back and forth, it pisses the Celtics off for sure. But
hold on, this is another side thing. But do you think now the Celtics hear that response and see what the Knicks are doing? Do you think now they're willing to trade Kyrie Irving in order to get Anthony Davis this season? Because that was kind of the thing. It was like, oh, well, we're going to wait till after the trade deadline because we can't have Irving and what's his name and Davis on the same team. But now Irving wants out, so forget him. We'll trade him and we'll bring in Davis. That's interesting.
Oh, man. It all becomes a chess match with your opponent at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It all becomes...
Because I feel like with this Knicks trade, I think the Knicks are now off the market for Anthony Davis. At least I hope so.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you're the Celtics, you lose Kyrie for nothing and he goes to your rival, essentially.
Yeah, because exactly.
So it all, and like, oh man, because you're in a battle with another team who could be starting a conspiracy with one of your own players that you have a contract with currently. Like, that's messed up. That has to be the hardest job in the NBA, like in sports right now, is being an NBA GM.
Yeah.
Is just because you don't know who your player is talking with. You don't know what his plans are. Because 2 months ago, Kyrie was making a video with his dad. Like, oh, I want to retire.
I'm going to retire my
dad's number 11. Yeah.
For the Celtics.
What happened to that? All of a sudden.
And then he started calling up LeBron, and now this whole Knicks thing is happening.
And then the Knicks slid a piece. This is how it goes. Kyrie and the Knicks GM sits down, and the Knicks GM goes, come to New York. And Kyrie goes, no, I want to stay with Boston. And the Knicks GM slides a piece of paper with the dollar amount across the table, and Kyrie picks it up and goes, yeah, I'll come to the Knicks. No problem. That's all it takes for him. I swear that's all it takes.
I hear what you're saying, and yeah, it really seems like we're gonna get these two. It seems like we're gonna get KD and possibly Kyrie over the offseason. But at the same time, I feel like there's still a small chance the Knicks are gonna mess this up, just because they're the Knicks. My entire life they've done this. Like, you think, oh my gosh, they're changing it around, and all of a sudden, like. Because that's the thing, like, NBA, there's like a quote from an NBA executive, like some like anonymous guy that came out today. He goes, either the Knicks know they're getting KD, or they just took the biggest risk and they're all gonna get fired.
See, I know. Here's the funny thing. Here's how it might go though. It might go, the Knicks lose Porzingis and don't sign anybody this offseason.
Exactly.
The Lakers trade everybody for Anthony Davis and don't get another free agent in. and the Warriors re-sign everybody on that roster, and the Warriors go and win a 5th straight NBA championship.
Yeah, I feel like if I was Kevin Durant myself, if I just wanted to win, why wouldn't you re-sign with the Warriors? Why wouldn't everyone in the Warriors try to stay on the Warriors?
Just because of money.
Oh yeah, other than money.
It's
all money.
Yeah.
But my thing is just like I would want to stay for the Warriors just because hey, we got a good thing going here and nothing.
Cousins not going to stay.
Nothing
they
has
can't
stopped
afford
us.
to pay.
They don't
Cousins
even need
money.
Cousins. They had a good thing going without him. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't need him.
Yeah. It's funny though with Kyrie because he digs himself holes because he says stuff that like because he does this all the time where he goes, I will never get back with LeBron. I hate LeBron.
Blows my mind.
I never want to live in LeBron's shadow. And then a year later goes, oh, everything that I said was untrue. I want to be with LeBron. Same thing with the flat earth. He goes, the earth is flat, guaranteed, no changing my mind on this. A year later is going, oh, it was a phase.
Yeah, like
I'm a 28-year-old man going through phases.
The guy's confused. He doesn't know how he feels. He wakes up every morning feeling a different way, probably.
And like LeBron's smarter with it because he goes, I'm open to play with any player in the NBA. And he just says that, and now he has no enemies. I mean, he has enemies, but like nothing like so severe that he can never play with that guy. Like it's all, and like he just keeps himself open to everything. Everything he says in interviews just kind of keeps him open to whatever happens in his career.
Another thing I want to touch on, hopping over back to the Jazz actually, because I got like an alert on the Bleacher Report last night saying that the Ricky Rubio and Conley's actually gaining some traction. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Because obviously it's not a one trade.
No, it wouldn't be a 1-to-1.
Yeah, it would. You gotta give up more.
Ooh, if
the free up cap.
Conley's a better point guard than Rubio.
I think it's exciting.
Everybody in that locker room loves Rubio. I know that, and I've talked about that before.
Conley's better.
Conley's a better scorer.
And it'd be a better 2K team.
It depends on what they have to give up, though, because Conley's a lot more money, too.
Yeah,
he's a lot older.
Big contract, yeah. But he can at least shoot a 3. Oh, my goodness. That would save your team.
He's putting up how many... If we had another 30-plus point scorer, which he is, to go along with Donovan Mitchell, that'd be fantastic. It depends on how much they have to give up to him. Obviously, if it's 1-to-1, if it's Rubio to Conley, I'm okay with that. Honestly, that'd be perfect if we could do that. I'd take that every day. If it's Rubio and Favors for Conley, I'm okay with that too because salary would be going back evenly. Back and forth would be even.
Okay.
And we would actually stay at the same salary cap. That would be perfect. And then we still have a max slot. Not that we're going to get a max free agent with that slot.
Klay Thompson.
But we do have a max slot for next year. If we get rid of Favors. And then I would kind of be okay, depending on with what year the draft pick falls, I would be okay with Rubio and a draft pick for Conley, a first round pick. But like I was seeing stuff like the Memphis wants Rubio and 2 first round picks for Conley. That's where it starts to get a little bit insane. I don't know if I'm willing to do that, but there's a lot of Jazz fans that want Drew Holiday instead. Drew Holiday would be amazing.
That'd be a great pickup as well. Yeah.
Less money, younger, but you'd have to pay a lot more. But I don't know. I do if I don't know what the Pelicans are looking for at the moment. I know they're trying to rebuild, but I mean I would do Rubio and 2 first round picks for Holiday for sure.
Yeah. Because
I mean he's a scorer, right? I'm sure he'd work well with Mitchell. And I mean he'd grow and develop with everybody else too. I feel like so. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. There's a lot of names floating out there with the Jazz though. The Jazz are surprisingly, I've never seen them this active on the trade block because they're in rumors with Otto Porter, Conley, Holiday, and even slightly with Anthony Davis. I've never seen that before with the Jazz. So, I mean, it's exciting, but I have a feeling they're going to give up too much.
And then the one last thing I want to talk about the NBA before moving on to the NFL is this time of year is very exciting. I feel like the NBA, so many talks about where players are going is almost as fun as watching the actual games.
Yeah.
Because I honestly haven't watched that much NBA games this year, but I love talking about where the players are going.
Yeah, well, in hockey right now, it's
kind of the same thing.
Well, yeah, the games are sort of just kind of like I check scores every night and I go, okay, but like there's huge trades happening today or like this entire week. And I mean, today the Florida and Pittsburgh had a huge trade.
Yeah, you showed me that. Yeah.
So
this is just an exciting time of the year, and then obviously, as a Knicks fan, this year is obviously a waste for me. So I cannot wait for July 1st for free agency to open to see what we're gonna do. Like free agents, like I just feel like this league compared to like the NFL, for example, or MLB at that too. There's just so much player mobility because I just feel like the players have so much say. The Anthony Davis comes out, I don't want a player anymore. Okay, now we got to figure out where to send him. In the NFL, a guy came out and said, I don't want a player anymore. Okay, you're cut. See ya. You know, like.
Yeah, it depends on how.
It depends on the player, obviously.
But I mean, like that. But yeah, it's
completely different than.
That's
what
I'm saying. That's a hard job, NBA GM. It's
impossible. How do you keep everyone happy?
It's all egos, and and I just hate it's all market. Like if you're not a big market NBA team, why are you even trying? Unless you can get
you got to draft well.
Unless you can, yeah, exactly.
Milwaukee got the Greek freak.
Yeah, and Utah got Donovan Mitchell.
Exactly.
And both of those players seem fine. But see, it's a scary thing because for the longest time, Anthony Davis, everybody talked about Anthony Davis. Oh, he's a low ego superstar. He likes being in the small market of New Orleans. And now all of a sudden this happens. No. Who's to say the Greek freak goes?
I don't think any NBA player
I don't want to be in Milwaukee anymore.
Maybe when they're first drafted, they're like that, and then they get a taste of the limelight, and they're like, oh man, I'm really good. People love me everywhere. I want to leave.
Yeah, just look at Gordon Hayward.
I just think it's winning though. It probably comes down to winning. Because honestly, how big of a market was Golden State before they started winning?
None. Well. But see, that's part of it, too. It's the drafting, but, winning will increase the market just because there's so many bandwagon fans. Like, you go to the East Coast, and it's just, you'll walk through New York, and there's more Golden State Warriors fans there than Knicks and Nets fans combined. Mm-hmm. And that's pathetic, but that's how it is. And most of them can't tell you a name on that bench. They couldn't tell you anybody on the bench of the Warriors.
But Kevin Durant and Steph Curry.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, I know Klay Thompson. Oh, Draymond Green's still a great player. Not really, but we'll let you keep thinking that.
All right. Well, the Knicks they need to pray for Zion and just please lock up Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving as soon as possible. You agree with that?
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing is if you don't get Zion, the rest of the draft kind of looks weak this year.
We'll figure it out.
That's another thing. The Jazz want to trade this year's first round pick because this year's draft looks so weak. So they want to trade this year's no matter what.
That will get more interesting as we get closer to the deadline.
Yeah.
Next week. All right, so let's move on to the Super Bowl. Who's the Super Bowl again? Like who's in it?
Is Tom Brady in it this year?
I forgot. Yeah.
Tom Brady's in it. And then some other trash team that's going to lose to the Patriots.
Yeah. His name is the Jared Goffs.
The Jared Goffs.
The Rams.
The St. Louis Aaron Donalds.
So you got the Rams and Patriots Super Bowl.
That was actually one of our questions on Instagram. Justin Davidson asks, "What's your picks for the Super Bowl?"
Wow, he was already ahead of us.
We were already going to get to that.
That question was written before I even had it written down on my paper right here. Justin, you're ahead of us, dude.
Okay, we played Madden the other night. We played the Super Bowl in Madden. I played as the Patriots. I kicked Bruce's butt in Madden as the Patriots.
And I was the Rams.
So
how many interceptions did I throw at Goff?
5.
5.
Although you were just kind of throwing them up there.
Yeah, towards the end, but I think I threw like 3 legit ones.
You threw 3 legit.
2 in the end zone.
That's probably honestly what's going to happen, but I can't.
So who are you picking?
I don't know because I keep arguing with myself and I keep going back and forth. But
all right, talk out loud. What do you think?
If you go position battles,
okay, position. All right.
We talked about this. If you go position battles, the Rams win in almost every category except quarterback and offensive line and tight end, I guess. But who really cares about the tight ends?
Who cares about Gronk?
Gronk plays wide receiver for the most part, anyway.
So that means you in that
Higbee's
sense,
gonna score 3
you're
touchdowns.
filling
now.
Rams when it comes down to positional stuff.
According to roster, yeah, but this entire playoffs, every team the Patriots have played have had a better roster than them, and they've beaten every team.
That is true.
So what do we do now?
I think that's what it is. It's just like, well,
I
what's gonna happen here?
Is Brady gonna lose 2 Super Bowls in a row?
I don't think so.
Probably not. So
I think I'm choosing Brady. I think I'm choosing the Patriots.
I'm
It
going.
hurts me to
I'm
say
going
that.
27-24 Patriots. That's my final. That's my final pick.
Now, out of spite, I just kind of want to disagree with you and say Rams now. I
Think.
hope. I don't know. Either way, I want the Patriots to lose, right?
Uh-huh.
But if the Patriots win, like I told you, I have a perfect post lined up in my head where I'm gonna be shrugging and with like Eagle stuff on and be like, man, everyone hated on the Eagles.
Yo, you can't.
At least
you
we
have
can
to,
beat the
no,
Patriots.
don't announce it on. Somebody's gonna steal that.
Oh no, sorry. I won't do
Sorry.
that.
No.
I won't do that.
Don't. We're not gonna do that.
Because what I love is that we couldn't beat the Saints, which bothers me. I don't know, I'm talking about the Eagles now, but we beat the Rams this year, and we also beat the Patriots last year in the Super Bowl. So, like, we could have, we had a good chance if we could just beat the
So
Saints.
you have Rams. Who's the Rams Super Bowl MVP if they win? Wait, what's your final score prediction?
Actually, yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams. I'm going to say, I'm going high, actually. I'm thinking, like, hold on, let me do math in my head real quick. I'm going to say 30. I'm trying to think of scores. Hold on. 33 to 20. What's it possible? 33 to 27. You heard me. That's possible.
Trying to,
Yeah, I know.
that's a lot
It's
of
tough.
possessions.
I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be like last year.
Okay.
Last year, remember how many points were put up?
Thank God Stowski's going to kick a field goal with 2:14 left in the game. Jared Goff is going to get down to the Patriots' 40-yard line and throw a pick with 47 seconds left on the clock.
I'm trusting my boy Goff. I'm trusting him.
Goff is going to throw a pick to end the game.
I don't know if I trust Goff though. That's
the thing.
Goff is the one dude I do not
trust
really trust
everybody
him.
on that roster except for maybe Goff.
Goff is the guy where I feel
The
like
only
he's gonna
thing-
he's gonna like come under pressure and like just completely choke at some point. I feel like.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
And Brady's
though.
not.
Brady hasn't been sacked yet this playoffs. He's going to be sacked by Aaron Donald in this game. How does that throw off the Patriots offense at all?
That's something I want to talk about though, because throughout the entire playoffs, all New England's been doing for the most part is just running all over teams.
Yeah.
And I think that the Rams are going to stop the run and they're going to force Brady to pass, which is going to mean
he gets the ball out so quickly though.
I know, but I think if you make them a one-dimensional team, because that's the thing, if a team's able to run on you,
Yeah.
then it opens up the pass game. Like when they line up, you don't know what they're doing. So as long as you stop the run, it's over. I think for the Patriots. It's crazy.
It is fun.
It's
it's
crazy
funny to
to
say
say
because you're basically saying, man, if you can just force Tom Brady to
I
pass,
know. I was really about to say that.
you're going to be fine. The more Tom Brady passes in this game, the
doesn't
better the
sound
Rams
right.
will be. No,
doesn't-
but it's so true. The older Brady gets, the more he's been relying on those running backs.
Yep, and if they can just get some pressure on Brady throughout the game,
Honestly,
he can't
hasn't
move.
faced much.
He can't move.
He can't move.
He's not going to move outside the pocket.
And I don't know how he hasn't been touched. What? And when you do touch him, it's a you saw
Roughing the
that
passer.
roughing the passer. They slap him across the chest and they go, nope, roughing the passer.
Do you think he fumbled? I want him to fumble again. Actually, that would be funny.
Well, that's what people have. That's what people have been trying to do. That's what they tried to do.
That's
when
why they,
hit
like,
him across
slap
the
like
chest.
that.
They're trying to strip the ball because they know they can't hit him. So that, and I mean, they can't hit him because it'd be a penalty, but they also have a trouble getting to him. So you see a lot of them, especially in that Chiefs game. They were kind of you just try to push those offensive linemen back as much as possible, and then you have to try and reach over the offensive lineman and try and hit the ball.
Yeah.
So
One thing I was telling you about what I wanted the Eagles to do last year, what I wanted them to do, and I think the Rams should attempt to do this, is first play of the game, Brady, or first pass play of the game, Brady drops back. Why not just go for his knee? Or why not try to crush him?
You can't say that.
Just take
You
the
can't say
15
that
yards.
on a public podcast.
Take the 15 yards.
Even though everybody thinks that, you can't advocate for hurting a guy.
He's 41. He's had a great career.
No, do you really want to win that way?
I I think the Rams want to win no matter what. They're cool.
I know.
I think if Donald laid him out, the entire Rams fan base would be.
Honestly,
do the Rams care about how they win? Because look how they beat the Saints.
Hoyer would absolutely go off on them. It'd be the greatest storyline in NFL history.
If Brian Hoyer came in,
takes the team down the field
and balled up on them, I would
laugh.
Arguably
the most talented defense in the NFL. If Hoyer balled out on him, he'd ask for a trade this summer. And he'd go, trade me. I want to become a starting quarterback again.
Like, guys,
I think I can do it.
He said, guys, I had one good game.
I had one good game.
One great game, actually. And I won the Super Bowl. Literally fulls. Literally fulls. All right, so you're going Patriots. I'm going Rams.
Yeah, who's your Super Bowl MVP? For the Rams.
It would probably be Goff. It's typically the quarterback.
Yeah, I know they'd give it to Brady just in case Brady retires. If he wins, just in case Brady retires, they... See, in Madden...
But let's say Donald's the reason.
When I won with the Patriots, Julian Edelman was my Super Bowl MVP because he had 3 receiving touchdowns.
Yeah, that happened. And he had... How many?
I don't think he had that much in real life.
I don't know how many yards he had on...
even if Edelman caught all of Brady's touchdown passes, I feel like they'd still give it to Brady.
Wait, hold on. What were you doing in the game? How was Edelman open every play? Let me.
I don't know. I did.
Oh, there was no secret.
Madden
He was really just open. Okay.
It's Madden being so realistic that just like in real life, Edelman somehow gets open every single play. I don't even know. Just like I guess he's a great route runner in the game. I don't know what his route running rating is.
I was so confused. Like it got to at first I was annoyed, and then it got to the point where I was like, I have no chance of winning this game anyways. There's no point in getting frustrated.
His cuts were sharp, and it was funny because he kept losing Marcus Peters in the game.
Yeah, Peters was just like he was on his heels or something. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, no, every time he'd make a cut, Peters would stumble.
Yeah, I was getting frustrated. Like I said,
it was
annoying.
We'll figure out how to screen record someday. One day.
Do you want to talk about the game after that?
No.
It's irrelevant to this conversation.
It's irrelevant.
But we played another game.
Browns versus Broncos.
Broncos. Case Keenum beat you.
I wasn't paying that much attention.
Oh, okay.
I was real tired after my blowout in the first game.
You chugged the V8 energy thing before the first game. You had caffeine through your veins, dude.
Yeah.
All right.
I had caffeine before this podcast, and look how much it's helping. None at all.
All right, so we're looking forward to the Super Bowl. We're gonna be live tweeting it from
Unathletic Pod on our podcast. Yeah.
The Unathletic Pod.
We're gonna be double teaming. We're gonna be funny, man.
Twitter fingers moving real fast.
Yeah.
And can't wait for sicko mode. Travis Scott's Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not even Maroon 5. I want Travis Scott
Maroon
Super Bowl.
5. Well, it's going to be Maroon 5 for 3 minutes, and it's going to be Travis Scott for the rest of the 35 minutes.
It's going to be a fun night, dude.
It's always what it is.
And then we're going to talk about it right afterwards. Get a live reaction, how we feel.
Oh, should we do a video?
Maybe.
We'll
think about it.
We'll come up with some stuff.
All
yeah.
right.
Follow the podcast on Twitter at Unathletic Pod. Follow Bruce on Twitter because he has good tweets.
Decent follow.
But
the Unathletic Pod,
he's pretty good.
Great follow. I'm a decent one.
I've been posting all my funniest tweets on that because I want people.
I think I should start posting on that one more. All right, you got questions?
Oh, we do have questions. Okay. First question from Matthew Thatcher: what is a sports?
Hard
hitting. Something you're not good at, Matt.
Wow, you just called out Matt.
Yep. I'm trying to find the questions again. I found him.
Questions.
Yeah, what is the sports? I don't know.
What is the sports? What we're talking about?
Oh, is this a sports podcast?
Yeah, sports. Matt.
Man, I still
thanks,
think
Matt,
it should
for
be
the question.
Ariana Grande podcast. I'm her biggest fan right now, and I used to hate her.
Give me another one.
From Justin Davidson. Why do the LA Kings suck this season with the names on their roster? What names?
Yeah, didn't they trade away the one name they had or whatever that you were telling me about?
They traded away a couple of names they had. They had Tanner Pearson, and they traded away for the worse and the older Carl Hagelin.
Was that dude a Kings fan?
Yeah, he's a big Kings fan.
Oh, you should just start roasting his team.
Yeah, I'm going in on him. Okay. No, but real answer though. They're old. And they got even older when they picked up Ilya Kovalchuk, who's...
That's a name.
30... Yeah. You got some good names. Okay, but, I don't know. their average age is the oldest in the NHL, and they keep getting older in a league who the youngest teams in the league
are the ones that are winning.
So
yeah, they're going against the grain. They shouldn't be doing that if they want to win.
But I mean, they traded away Muzzin. They got some good young players, but I've talked about that in the last podcast actually, how they should have got Timothy Liljegren over Sean Durzi.
Yep.
Just because I think Sean Durzi is sort of.
Wait, who's the guy that sent that one in?
Justin Davidson. Shout out to him. Justin, if you're listening to this, we're gonna want you on the podcast. We just need to get a mixer.
Yeah, Justin.
And we need to get a third microphone.
Work in progress.
And we'll have you on the phone. We'll bring you in to talk hockey. We want to get a couple of guests on here.
Yes.
We've had a couple of people who wanted to be on this podcast, and I mean that'd be awesome if we could get some more perspective in here.
For sure.
And then start interviewing athletes as well. So
lots of things coming up.
Lots of big developments in the works. If only we had money. Cough, cough.
More money's coming, guys.
Sponsor us.
Sure.
Guys.
Another question.
And then last question. From my old coach in St. George, Utah, Logan Fielding. Shout out to that man.
I already love this guy.
Log dog. What a legend. He said, why do people have to post pictures or videos of workouts to let everyone know? He said, some of us cannot afford photographers to prove we worked out.
I think you mean photographers.
What did I say?
Photographers.
Same damn thing.
You said it phonetically. Good job.
Yeah.
You're welcome. What? Yeah, I don't know. I personally don't post workouts.
I've never done that.
I've only started working out like 4 weeks ago.
It's funny because it reminded me. Do you remember Dame Lillard over the summer? Everybody was tweeting at him going, oh, look at Lillard. He's not working out because he's not posting any videos of him working out.
Yes.
And he created he created a fake video of him working out, of doing like funny, weird workouts. It was hilarious.
Well, it's weird because players, I'm bringing up Porzingis again, but during his rehab, he was constantly putting out videos of him working out his knee or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do I need to see it?
Yeah.
But it's like if people don't see it, they flip out.
Well, that's the thing with Derek Carr right now. He has on his YouTube channel, he plays PUBG.
Which I find hilarious.
Like, it's funny, but he likes to do it.
I know,
and everybody's in the comments like, you should be working out. What are you doing? Why are you playing video games? Like, what do you think? He's not like he's playing it all day long. He's working out, coming home, filming himself playing PUBG, and then going to sleep. Like,
wow, his life.
It's not like his entire day is PUBG.
His whole life is playing PUBG and working out, guys.
And they're like, oh well, I don't see him working out. I don't see him posting videos of him working out. So it means he's not working out?
Yeah, no,
it makes zero sense. I don't
Social media makes no sense, yes.
But it is funny because a lot of these athletes do pay people big money just to film them playing basketball with some other NBA superstar.
Mm-hmm.
And they hire these filmographers. I don't know what do you call them? Filmographers? Is that right?
Filmographers.
I'll call them filmographers. They hire wrong. Professional filmographers to come in and videotape them doing workouts.
Yeah, they do. And
that seems pointless. It seems like a waste of money. But
it's a necessity.
You know, Anthony Davis bought a house in Southern California for no reason. No reason, quote unquote.
All right, so do you want to quickly tell the story, some of your experience from last night at the game?
Yeah, funny story. Okay.
By the way, thank you for all the questions. We want more.
Yeah.
We need
thank
more.
you for all the questions, everybody who sent them in. We want more. So DM us on Twitter. It could be on either of our Twitters or the podcast Twitter. DM us on Instagram. Either one of us. We'd love questions. We'll answer them on the podcast. And like sports or non-sports related, that'd be awesome if you guys could send them in.
Please.
So yeah, definitely. Thank you for all the submissions. So I was at the Weber State basketball game last night. They played Portland State and they lost to Portland State. However,
I don't know how.
I
wasn't there.
They choked real hard. They were up by 12 with 7 minutes left. Anyway, so as I usually do, I sit in the front row and I'm loud and obnoxious and I love trash talking and I love to get under players' skins. It's fun to me. It's a college atmosphere. And I'm sure most college teams, like, they get pissed off at at us, but it's like it's all part of the game, and we don't attack. Nothing of what we say is racially charged. Nothing of what we say attacks religion, anything like that.
Nothing personal.
Yeah,
strictly game.
Yeah, exactly. It's all love, as they would say it. But so we're at the game, and Damian Lillard was at the game last night because he's a Weber State graduate. Super cool to have him at the game. We had Donovan Mitchell last week, 2 weeks ago,
couple of weeks ago.
So really cool to have Dame Lillard there. So after the game, we're sitting around, and it's me, Nate, and what's your friend's name again? Jamar. So it's me, Nate, and Jamar. And we're waiting for Damian Lillard, seeing if he'll... We're there at the stadium really late after the game. We're seeing if he'll come back out of the tunnel and, like, talk with some of the fans. So we're sitting there, and some of the Portland State guys come back out of the locker room. Some of them got dressed, some of them didn't. But they got their family members down on the court, and they had some family come from Portland to watch the game. And so we're sitting up there, and some guy... And I don't know if he was a player, or if he was a fan, if he was a family member. I have no idea. But it's a guy in blue jeans, a denim jacket, and a camouflage undershirt.
What a look.
With a blonde ponytail. And so and he starts to walk over to us. We're up in the stands, and I go, "Oh, this boy's a character. Oh, this man's trouble."
This guy.
And he looks up at us and he goes, "Hey, dubs up." And so dubs up is something that we do at Weber State. It's just basically forming a W with our hands. And we're like, "Yeah, dude, dubs up. Like, what's up?" And he goes, "No, dubs down."
What's just the dumbest thing?
Which is the dumbest thing you could say. And we're like,
it's like, "No, dubs down."
And Nate's like, do we know you, dude? Like, we were so confused because we had no idea who this guy is. And this guy's just like, "You know what? F you." We're like, "What?"
Whoa,
we're
so
like,
heated.
"What the heck?" So it's just me and Nate at this point. Jamar's somewhere else at this point. I think he's looking for Dame Lillard somewhere else. But these guys, it's him and some other guy with him who's also dressed in regular street clothes. But a lot of those players, I thought I recognized him as one of, like, the bottom of the bench players. He didn't play all game. There's a lot of guys on that bench that didn't play a single minute the entire game. So obviously they wouldn't need a shower. They would just get into their street clothes. But the guy's pissed at us, and he starts coming up the stairs at us into the crowd. It goes right past the security guard, who's just staring off into space. You got two guys furious, panting hard, taking 3 steps at a time, and there's just a security guard that just lets him walk right past. They come up to the stands and start coming towards us full speed. And we're like, what do we do? Because these guys, they were tall guys too. I still don't know if they were players, but they were pretty tall guys. So Jamar comes, I'm getting his name right?
Yeah, that's
I
his
keep
name.
forgetting his name. Okay, so
Yeah.
he comes from out of nowhere and gets between me and the guys, and all of a sudden, and just completely sizes them up. He's a much smaller guy than them too. Just completely sizes them. And it's like, what? What do you want? Why are you coming up here? And all of a sudden, these guys go into an absolute shell. They were so pissed. And then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, no, we don't want any trouble.
They back down so quick."
Yeah, and he's like, "It's a basketball game. You're in an opposing arena. What do you expect?" Like, it's so dumb.
I think you're throwing stuff at him or something.
Yeah, we didn't touch him. We didn't, it's just so funny. We didn't even say anything to them, especially if they were bottom of the bench players. We didn't say anything to them.
Yeah,
nothing was targeted. We were all talking to the players on the court, and we're just there to get underneath their skin because we're opposing fans. That's it.
I know. It's pretty short already, into 2019. It's only February now, but dubs down might be the worst.
That's the worst thing he could have said. And he's like, "Dubs up," and we're like, "Dubs up, I guess." I don't and we're there. We're not even they come back out of the locker room and the game's over. They won fair and square. They won by 1 point. And so, heartbreaking loss, but we're not saying anything to them at this point because the game's over. We're just waiting for Dame Lillard, seeing if he'll come back out of the locker room. And so, Yeah, and like they come up into the crowd, but it's funny because Jamar was like, dude, at the end of the day, these guys aren't saying anything because it's all love. And he points down to one of the guys who's still in uniform. He had played the game, and he looks up at Jamar, and he's like, yeah, it's all love, dude. Like, he's with his family. He's talking to his mom, and he's like, yeah, it's all love at the end of the game. And we, like, nod at each other, like, because they understand, like, we're just there to get underneath their skin. And all of a sudden, like, these guys feel awful about themselves. They just kind of sulk. They go back into the locker room.
But I don't know what these guys are expecting to get done.
And I don't know if I should thank Jamar for saving my life or if I should be pissed at him. Because if those guys actually were NCAA players, I would have got, if they would have laid one hand on me, I would have got a huge payout from the NCAA and would have gotten a huge payout from Portland State.
Yep.
I could have been rich last night.
We could have had a mixer and some microphones coming in right now.
That's what we needed. There's another game Saturday. We need to get so underneath the skin of all those players and then wait after the game and then continue to insult them after the game so that they come up and hit us like Ron Artest.
So basically what I'm hearing is Tyler might not be on the show for the next couple months. He's going to get beat up, but the audio is going to sound amazing.
I'm such an a-hole. I know it too, but I've done this I've gone to away arenas and just been a complete a-hole at every arena, every away game, stadium, whatever, it doesn't even matter. And I've never had fans really come up and confront me. I've never had players come up and confront me. So it was like something new, but that's the biggest compliment you can give me. As a trash talking fan, the biggest compliment you can give me is to be pissed off at me. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. I get fueled on that kind of stuff, and now I'm so excited for Saturday. So yeah, I just thought it was a funny story. It was weird. Me and Nate were looking at each other like, what is going on?
What's going on here?
Yeah, but Jamar, I don't know if you're listening, but thank you, dude.
You're the coolest guy in the world.
That was super chill of you to just completely make those guys back down like that, because they were about ready to swing. So yeah, just funny story.
Yep, and that's
what you'll get at
that's the show.
Non-Power 5 conference basketball games, but.
Yeah, so we got another show coming out
next Monday for the next show.
This Monday,
Live
February 4th.
The Super Bowl. We'll do stuff for the Super Bowl. We'll figure some stuff out. But yeah, definitely follow us on Twitter at Unathletic Pod. I can't plug that enough.
Please do that.
Definitely do that.
And then you're also going to want to send questions.
Yeah, send questions for sure.
First answer. Yes.
If we get a lot of questions throughout the week, we'll answer them on Mondays and Wednesdays, stuff like that. And thanks for all the growth so far.
It's been amazing.
Awesome. We've had a good amount of growth so far. So, and we'll keep this up. So, thank you guys for everything.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. And
peace. See you.